No one's checking in, Ms. Johnson.
Who is it?
Rashawn Johnson.
Well, we'll ask.
Calling case number 2061059, People versus Rashawn Johnson Jr., defendant is charged with count 1, carrying a concealed weapon. He also has commission of a felony with a motor vehicle advisory. And this matter is up for a probable cause hearing.
All right, if you're here on Mr. Johnson's case, unmute yourself. All right, so the attorney's not here on that. Mr. Johnson's in the waiting room. We'll go to the next case.
Calling case number 2062024, People versus Malcolm Melson. Defendant is charged with count 1, felonious assault. Count 2, possession of a felony firearm. This matter is up for a probable cause hearing.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please this Honorable Court Antonio details on behalf of my client, that is Mr. Melson, who is physically not present, whose physical presence I do ask this court to waive. However, Mr. Melson is present via Zoom, and I ask this court to acknowledge Mr. Melson. Mr. Melson, can you raise your hand and say your name?
Malcolm Melson. Good morning.
All right, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Danielle Seamus on behalf of the people, P75908.
All right, counsel, how do you wish to proceed this morning?
Your Honor, today is the day and time set for a probable cause conference. I apologize. My office do not have discovery as of yet. We're asking for an adjourned PCC date. Mr. Melson is obviously not incarcerated.
All right, so Mr. Tuttles, the exams right now are being scheduled out until June. Okay, so that gives you more than enough time to get your discovery and review your discovery. So if you're asking for a discovery, an adjournment just for that reason, I would be more inclined to set your exam. But if you're asking for an adjournment for another reason, then I could consider that adjournment.
No, I would ask for the matter to be set for an exam. And I'm asking for a different date because I don't have the discovery. So if you want to set it for a preliminary examination in June, that's what we're left with. You all understand the situation.
Yeah, because what will happen is if I schedule adjourn the PCC, that's going to take us to April. Then your exam is not likely going to be heard until August or September.
Oh, geez.
Do you want to wait that long?
No, Your Honor. I'd rather for you to set it for an exam in June. And I see my client is trying to say something to me. Can we have a breakout room for less than 2 minutes?
Yeah, just one moment. Who's your client, Mr. Melson?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Melson, you're going to see a prompt that asks you to join a breakout room. Go right ahead, and then you all need to come back in once you're ready.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, Joe. How do we know if you're in the right courtroom?
Give them their name.
Like this?
All right, in the meantime, if you are coming into the meeting room, I need you to mute yourself, please. We can hear you.
Oh. Okay.
All right, let's go to the next case while we're waiting on that one.
Calling case number 2058739, People versus Edgar McIntosh. Defendant is charged with count 1, possession by felon. Count 2, possession of ammunition. Count 3, carrying a concealed weapon. Count 4 and 5, possession of a felony firearm. Defendant is a habitual offender, has a second offense notice, and this matter is up for a proper cause here.
All right, if you're here on that matter, unmute yourself, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Danielle Seamus on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. May it please this most honorable court, Benson J. Toussaint, P58609, on behalf of Mr. McIntosh. Your Honor, Mr. McIntosh is currently over at the Wayne County Jail. So we're requesting that he be let in, or I know that they have another person from jail 3 there. We're gonna probably have to wait and get Mr. McIntosh in from.
All right, over to the Wayne County Jail. Do I have anyone available to come into Zoom? I'm asking that you unmute yourself over at the jail, please.
Yes.
All right, do you have, we have a defendant, who's on our docket today, Craig, or Edgar McIntosh. Do you have him available there?
One moment. What's the last name?
Nico Epps is here.
Yes, thank you. We have you noted.
Hello, Your Honor.
Yes.
You were looking for Mr. McIntosh?
Yes, we have him on our docket for today.
He didn't come up on our end when we ran our daily docket. I can look into it.
All right, is there any objection if we waive his appearance? We know he's in the jail.
I have no objection to that, Your Honor.
I have no objection. I think today, Your Honor, we had him arraigned on Friday. What I like to do is just try to get him out on bond.
All right, and he was picked up on a warrant, is that correct?
That is correct, and he was arraigned on Friday. On Friday, Your Honor, he was over at the DDC. So I know that.
My question is why did he not appear in court on his court date?
Your Honor, I know that he had lost contact with his appointed counsel. I wasn't representing him at the time. And
and you've been retained to represent
I've been
him?
retained, and he turned himself in, Your Honor. Once he turned himself in, he found himself in a situation where he had missed his date. I had contacted Judge King. It indicated because Mr. McIntosh was over 2 weeks, I couldn't just walk him back into the 36th District Court to have him arraigned. He had to go through the process.
How long, when did he turned himself in? Is that what you're saying?
That is correct, Your Honor. He turned himself in.
All right. People wish to be heard.
Your Honor, my only question, I guess, for defense counsel is he being held on this case, or is he being held on his violation of probation in the circuit court?
In the circuit court, we were able to get him a personal bond on his case. And he's only being held on this case now.
Okay. And Your Honor, based on the fact that my notes indicate he was capious due to a lack of communication with defense counsel, and clearly he's retained Mr. Toussaint, and I imagine Mr. Toussaint would have communication with his client. I have no objection to bond being obviously within the court's discretion.
All right, so the court will reinstate whatever the previous bond was that he was released on.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. I truly appreciate it.
All right, so do you know what that bond was? Was it a personal bond?
It was before the 10,000 cash surety, right? So
And that was the bond that was just given to him when he missed court date.
it says 3,000 personal.
Yeah, all right, so we'll reinstate the $3,000 personal bond. We'll provide that information over to the jail.
Your Honor, thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Everyone stay safe and everyone have a good holiday.
And
All right, thank you, counsel. You also.
Mr. Toussaint, do you need discovery for this case?
I do. Thank you very much, Ms. Shamus.
You're welcome. And is this up for a PCC anytime soon, Your Honor?
Oh, I'm sorry. And well, today is it says today is actually considered the probable cause conference.
Your Honor, what we can do is, since you've already reset the bond, just set it for a preliminary examination date in June if possible.
All right, so the next date available for preliminary examination is going to be June 14th, and that'll be at 12 o'clock. All right, if there's nothing further, that concludes this matter.
Thank you,
Thank
Your
you.
Honor.
All right, Mr. Tuttles, did you come back in yet?
I did, Your Honor. Yes.
All right, let's go back on the record then, and that matter, I believe it is, let's see.
It's Mr. Melson.
Oh, yeah, Mills.
All right, Mr. Melson, that's case number 20062022401. All right, how do you wish to proceed, Mr. Tucson? Did you want that preliminary examination date? He's here.
Mr. Tuttles?
I thought she said Tucson. I apologize. I thought she said Mr.
Your name begins with a T. I guess I got you a little mixed up today. Mr. Tuttles, I just recalled your client's case. How do
Okay.
you wish to proceed?
Oh, Your Honor, we would like to get the preliminary examination date as soon as possible, and I understand that's going to be June.
All right, that's June 14th at 12:30.
Is that in
Before
person?
And that is in person before Judge King.
Okay, I need to address bond condition.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is not a domestic violence situation. There is my client lives in unit 1, and then there's a separate unit 2 where the alleged victim resides. They have no relationship at all. My client has not been able to return to his home. He needs to be able to return to his home so he can get things together, so he could get back to work, and so he could then move from the address. And I think a warning from this court, I don't think this court is going to have any problem with my client contacting the alleged victim. So I'm asking permission for my client to be allowed to return to his home.
All right, people wish to be heard.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. I would object to that. I would ask that there be either a civil standby or a third party who assists Mr. Melson in retrieving his belongings. These units are obviously connected units, and the complaining witness is fearful of the defendant. Your Honor, the information I have, in Mr. Tuttles, I did share all of the discovery with you a few moments ago, is that this was an intentional assault in an attempt to try to get the complaining witness to move out. So I would ask that the court deny the request to permit the defendant to return back to the location at all.
Your Honor, if I may, my client has lived at this address for some period of time. This is a neighbor, this is a dispute between neighbors. The neighbors just so happen to live in the unit, but they're not connected. They're separate units. There's unit 1, unit 2. And I don't want to get into the facts of the case right now, but my client is adamant that he never pulled a weapon out on this young lady. And she was upset.
That's not the point. The point is whether or not it's safe to allow the defendant to go back. We're not getting into the facts of the case. I'm not the trier of fact here. You're not trying your case here today, Mr. Tuttle. We're trying to make a decision whether or not it would be safe for him to go back to that location. Now, is there a way that he could be escorted by law enforcement to go and get his things from the place? He's not going to be able to return there. No.
Yeah,
so I'm not.
Because right now, Your Honor, if the court doesn't let the gentleman go, I mean, an admonishment by this court should be sufficient. It's an incident occurred one way or other. Period. And I'm not getting into the facts, but he lives there. He doesn't just want to go back to retrieve his property. He wants to go back and live there, and he understands he must avoid this person by all means.
I'm sorry, counsel. Your request is denied. You can You can make a motion before the judge of record, Judge King, a written request for what you're asking for. But right now, the court is denying the request based on the fact that the people have indicated that the complaining witness is fearful. I'm sorry. That concludes this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Tuttles.
Calling case number 2062017, People versus Dantea Meeks. Defendant is charged for count 1, carrying a concealed weapon. Defendant also has a commission of a felony with the motor vehicle advisory, and this matter is up for a probable cause hearing.
All right, your appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Danielle Seamus on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Melanie Bates appearing on behalf of Mr. Dantea Meeks, who I see is present via Zoom today. Mr. Meeks, can you state your name?
All right, we see you. All right, so noted. How do you wish to proceed, counsel?
Your Honor, I'd like to schedule this for a preliminary examination.
All right, so the next examination date will be held on June 15th at 10:30. And that will be before Judge King, and that will be a live exam unless you are instructed otherwise. All right, if there's
And Your
no
Honor,
objection.
I inform Mr. Meeks to check the chat function. I did provide him my phone number, and I just want to make sure he received that.
All right, do you have that, Mr. Meeks? If you go to chat.
You see it, Mr. Meeks?
I'm sorry, is it the 240?
Here, let me give you my phone number.
Okay. I'm ready.
It's 248-569-7776.
All right, we can't hear you, Mr. Meeks. She's indicated what her number is, and then you can give her a call. All right, if there's no objection, bond is continued. Counsel, do you have your discovery?
I do, Your Honor. I have the paper and the digital
Okay, all right.
discovery.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bond is
You all have a
continued.
good day.
All right, thank
Okay.
you.
What was said? I was on the phone. This is for
The examination is scheduled for June 15th.
at 10:30. Okay, I got that.
That's it, bond.
Oh.
And we're ready for the next carriage.
You know what cabinet you need? One of these?
I have no idea. This is not for me. It's for, what's Judge King, that freak?
I'll go up there in 5070, okay. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
You know which chamber she in?
Yeah, 57, thank you. Good morning, Your Honor.
She got a sign that say cabinet right there.
Right, all right, that's where I go. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Calling case number 2062364, People versus Armando Diaz. Defendant is charged with count 1, breaking and entering the building with intent. Count 2, motor vehicle unlawful driving away. Count 3, receiving a consent of stolen property, motor vehicle. Count 4, police officer fleeing 3rd degree. And this matters up for a probable cause hearing.
All right, counsel, your appearance on this matter?
Good
Good
morning.
morning, Your Honor.
Oh.
May it please the court, Anthony Lewis, 43876. I have no objection to this probable cause hearing being conducted by Zoom. I believe Mr. Diaz is on, and if he's not, Judge, I would ask the court to waive his appearance for the purposes of this exam. I mean, of this probable cause hearing.
All right, Mr. Diaz, if you are on, please unmute yourself and identify yourself for the record. I don't.
Hello, my name's Armando Diaz.
Okay, you have the iPhone.
Yes.
All right, so noted that he is here. All right, counsel, how do you wish to proceed today?
Judge, I believe the prosecutor has to put her appearance on.
And good morning, Your Honor. Good morning to your wonderful staff. May it please this most honorable court, Reginald Andrew, P number 80354, appearing on behalf of the people.
All right, thank you. All right, now counsel, how would you proceed?
Judge, with that, I would ask that it be set for exam, and I would need to get the discovery from the prosecutor. And Mr. Prosecutor, my email is lawyerlewis@sbcglobal.net.
Okay, I'll send that over to you, Mr. Lewis.
Outstanding.
All right, the examination will proceed on June 15th at 11 o'clock before Judge Kenneth King here in the 36th District Court. If there's no objection, bond will continue.
We have no objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Diaz, you're all set. You can contact your attorney. Your next court date will be on June 15th, 11 o'clock here in the 36th District Court. Unless you are instructed otherwise by your attorney, you are required to be here on that date. Your bond is continued.
Okay.
All right, that concludes this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Calling case number 2062034, People versus Stephen Childs. Defendant is charged with count 1, carrying a concealed weapon. He also has a commission of a felony with the motor vehicle advisory, and this matter is up for a probable cause hearing.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Danielle Seamus on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Neighborhood Defender Service by Christine Longstreet, appearing on behalf of Mr. Stephen Childs. Mr. Childs is on bond, Your Honor. I don't believe he's on this proceeding. Okay, I would waive his appearance and ask for an exam date.
All right, any objection to defendant's appearance being waived?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, and you want an exam date, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and that exam will be held on June 15th at 11:30 here in the 36th District Court.
Thank you.
There's no objection, bond will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Longstreet, did you get the discovery I sent on Friday?
I'll check.
Okay, I'll send it directly to you.
Okay.
Is there an attorney here that's representing a Nico Epps? I think he might be in the wrong meeting room.
How's this going, Inspector?
Nekol. Do not unmute yourself until I tell you to, please. Thank you.
Your Honor, I see a probable cause conference date for Mr. Epps on January 14th. Does that sound right?
That's what I have as well.
Before Judge King?
Correct.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Epps, did you hear that? You have a court date on January the 14th, not today.
Okay. Are you sure? Because they had it wrote down on a piece of paper that I had something for the day.
You got a bunch of tickets, but they informed them.
We're looking at the ROA for your case, and it says January the 14th, and that was confirmed by the prosecutor.
Okay, thank you.
At 8:30, is that correct?
Yes. Yes, sir.
8:30.
Thank you. Can you tell me my judge name?
The judge is Judge Kenneth King.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, we have someone checking in on Stephen Moore. Let's keep going down the list. So we have the Wayne County Jail. Did someone check in on the jailer for over at Wayne County? I believe it's Johnson.
I don't see his attorney on here unless he's retained a different attorney, Your Honor.
Well, wasn't it the attorney that came and asked for the case to be? Oh, no, that's another case. Okay, so we'll have to hold off on that one. Okay, so we can go ahead with Steve.
Calling case number 2062016, People versus Stefan Moore. Stefan, okay. Defendant is charged with count 1, carrying concealed weapon. He also has commission of a felony with a motor vehicle advisory, and this is probable cause.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Danielle Seamus on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sean Godwin, P745004, Mr. Moore, who is appearing on this Zoom call with us today.
All right, and I see that Mr. Moore is present. It's noted for the record. How do you wish to proceed?
Your Honor, we'd like to set a preliminary examination date for in-person.
All right, the next date that we have available is June 15th at 12 o'clock. And that will be here in the 36th District Court before Judge Kenneth King. All right, you have your discovery, counsel?
I did receive a packet. I did receive a download with some reports and video. So I have not gone through that, but looks like it. I'll be in touch with Ms. Seamus if there's anything I think I'm missing.
All right, thank you. All right, if there's no objection, bond will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Mr. Godwin, it looks like your client might possibly be eligible for diversion.
Well, we will be talking about that further, and that's great, though. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, okay, all right. Bond is continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're all set, Mr. Moore.
Thank you.
Do I have the attorney that's checked in for Stephen Currington? Do I have the attorney checked in for Mr. Rayshawn Johnson? All right, those are the only two remaining matters on the court docket in addition to the defendant at the jail.
Judge, good morning. David Cripps. I'm trying to check in on Stephen Currington for probable cause conference.
All right, are we ready to proceed on that matter?
The defense is.
And good morning. I'm here on Rasheen Johnson. This is Attorney Janet Spond.
All right, I'm trying to do some court hearings at the
All
same
right,
time.
thank you.
Calling case number 2062022, People versus Stephen Currington. Defendant is charged with count 1, possession less than 25 grams of a substance of codone, and count 2, possession of a felony firearm. And this matters up for a probable cause hearing.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Danielle Seamus on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. David Cripps, P34972, appearing on behalf of Stephen Anthony Currington. I would waive his appearance for the probable cause conference.
All right,
No
any
objection.
objection? All
No
right,
objection,
thank
Your
you.
Honor.
All right, Mr. Cripps, how would you like to proceed?
We're asking for an in-court preliminary examination, please.
All right, the next available date is going to be on June 15th at 12:30. And that'll be before Judge Kenneth King and the 36th District Court.
Could I check my calendar, Your Honor? That's fine. At what time? 12?
12:30.
Thank you. That's good. I would ask that discovery be sent to me, please.
Yes, I will get that to you. I sent it to the appointed attorney, but I will get that over to you, Mr. Cripps.
Thank you so much, Danielle. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good holiday.
Thank you. Happy holidays to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we have the person here on John.
Recalling case number 2061059, People versus Rashawn Johnson Jr. Defendant is charged with count 1, carrying a concealed weapon. He also has a commission for felony with a motor vehicle advisory, and this matter is up for a proper cause hearing.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Danielle Seamus on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Janet Spond appearing on behalf of Mr. Johnson. Your Honor, this is the first time it's up. I do not have discovery. I would ask for an adjourned PCC.
Well,
and I'm not sure if he's with us.
All right, Mr. Johnson is present. So
I'm here.
counsel, as I've been explaining, if I adjourn your PCC, you're going to get an adjourned date in April. The examinations at this point in time are being held in June. So you really do have more than enough time to review discovery between now and your exam date. Unless there's another reason why you're requesting the PCC be adjourned, your client is eligible for the diversion, and you're looking into that. But otherwise, I'm not certain why we would need to adjourn the PCC.
That's fine. We can set an exam date.
I mean, if you're going to try and get it resolved, then, I would say adjourn the PCC. But if you're not looking to do that, then I would say go ahead and schedule it for the exam.
Well, I don't have discovery, and it's hard to say at this point.
I should be able to get discovery over to you shortly. It was sent to the previous attorney of record, as this was a capias back on December 2nd, it appears. But I should be able to get that to you pretty quickly.
Did we set that capias aside? Has all that been done?
My file doesn't indicate that, Your Honor, but I'm not sure if he was, or I mean, with Mr. Johnson in the jail, I'm not sure if he was arraigned on the capias or not.
He was arraigned on it. They just put his bond back to,
Yeah, that's already been taken care of by Judge King.
May I ask what his current bond is?
10,000 cash surety.
It's 10,000 cash surety. Is that when he reinstated?
This is last bond. He reinstated it from December the 2nd, 10,000 cash surety. His original bond was 2,000 personal. And then when he capias, he did 10,000 cash surety.
Okay, so he hasn't, so
he didn't address the
so
bond.
it hasn't been addressed. It hasn't been addressed.
He just kept it the same.
So that bond has not been addressed, but he's out.
He's in custody, Your Honor.
He's in custody. May we address bond?
Are there two Mr. Johnsons on the Zoom call today?
Yes, Your
There
Honor.
is. Okay, I'm sorry, I had the wrong Johnson. We're looking at Mr. Johnson in the Wayne County Jail. All right, did I give you your exam date?
No, may I address bond?
Yes, go ahead.
I mean, it appears that that was set just because of the KPS.
Yeah, he
I'm not
didn't
sure why.
He didn't appear he didn't appear for court. Was he incarcerated at the time on December the 2nd?
Your Honor, my understanding is there was a previous attorney appointed to this, Mr. Paul Carmo. My notes indicate that he had difficulty making contact with the defendant, and I imagine that based on the KPS date of December 2nd, it was likely that the court entered the KPS due to the inability of the defendant to maintain contact or make any contact with Mr. Carmo.
So my question is, to the Wayne County Jail, was the defendant in custody on December the 2nd?
Your Honor, I would have to find that information out. I don't have anything as far as December 2nd. I wasn't aware of a KPS for it. I can.
He had a personal bond, so unless he had something somewhere else where there was a hold, he would have been out on a personal bond. Counsel, do you want to have a breakout conversation with your client?
Yes, that would be great. Thank you.
All right.
Is there a way I could talk to my attorney?
Yes, you can.
Sorry.
I'm getting ready to have you all go into a breakout room so you can have a private conversation. Just join the breakout room once you receive the prompt.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Just one moment. All right, you should see that shortly. Just come back into the Zoom room when you completed your discussions. All right, so then the only other case, do I have anything else?
Your Honor, I believe Mr. Quinn wanted to do a walk-in with Roosevelt, Washington for a set aside of a KPS. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And Your Honor, Michael McCarthy here. I've never had any contact from Mr. Sparks yet. He's up for PCC this morning as well.
And he's not on our docket.
No, he's not on our docket, counsel. We don't have a Sparks on our docket today.
Well, I received an order that said it was assigned to Judge Giles.
This is Judge
you're
King.
in King's, you need to be in 439. Do the Zoom for 439-360-439-0000.
Very good. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And Judge, what was the date for Johnson?
We haven't gotten to him yet. He's, I mean, he's still in a breakout
Are they
room.
trying to
I don't know who this other Erwin Johnson is here for. Mr. Johnson, what case are you here on? Mr. Erwin Johnson. Do you show this person on our docket today?
I do not.
All right, so Mr. Johnson, you are not in our on our docket today. And unless you identify why you are here in the meeting room, I'm going to remove you. Mr. Johnson? Mr. Johnson, you do not have a case with us today. Can you look him up, Erwin?
Yeah, the only thing I have for Erwin Dwayne Johnson is January 14th.
January 14th. We've already told him that, I think.
Yeah, sound like the other case.
All right, so Mr. Johnson, I don't know if you're able to hear me. I'm not able to hear you right now. Our docket is showing that you have a court date for January the 14th at 8:30. Right? Okay, that's your next court date, sir. All right, so I think we're just waiting on. Did we do the Washington matter?
No, we don't have.
I think he was bringing him in.
Yes, I don't get any information.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Washington said he's online now.
I don't. What's his first name?
Roosevelt Washington, I just spoke with him. He said he was online.
Your Honor,
He's not in our meeting. I have a Carlton Davis.
is he by chance in the waiting room because he was unable to mute himself?
Oh,
right.
yeah. You're right. And did Mr. Washington Cavias? Yes.
That's correct, Judge.
Supposed to be here December.
Okay.
Calling case number 1961730, People versus Roosevelt Washington. Defendant is charged with count 1, possession less than 25 grams of narcotics. And this matter is here for a raid on a bench warrant.
All right, counsel, your appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Danielle Seamus on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Judge. Christopher Quinn, P69483, appearing on behalf of Mr. Washington, who consents to appear via Zoom with all its limitations.
All right, Mr. Washington, identify yourself, sir. Mr. Washington?
Yes.
Okay, state your name for the record, sir.
Oh man, I'm messing up.
No, all you need to do is state your name.
Roosevelt Washington.
All right, thank you. All right, so it indicates here that the defendant was scheduled to appear before Judge King on December the 11th and did not appear and then a warrant issued. Counsel?
Yes, I believe Mr. Washington reached out to me immediately when the court date was missed. I think it was a matter of confusion of how to navigate the virtual system. I believe he's called this court prior to this date, trying to figure out how he could log on, and it appears that he's got that worked out now, Judge. And I don't believe that he would be missing any other court dates.
Okay, thank you, counsel. I can see that he's had some difficulty navigating the Zoom. Does the people wish to be heard?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so the court is inclined to reinstate the original bond. I believe it was a $2,000 personal bond that was originally set aside that warrant and reinstate the bond. All right, how would you like to proceed, counsel?
I've had a chance to talk with Mr. Washington about his right to hold a preliminary exam. He wishes to waive that right and have the matter bound over to the Wayne County Circuit Court for further proceedings.
So, just one moment.
Christopher Bobo.
Yeah, it's funny. They don't answer the phones. Yeah.
All right, any objection to the waiver?
Your Honor, at this point in time, I'm without my file. I can't imagine that I have any objection. I believe that the charge is simply a CC or a possession. So at this point, no, I don't have any objection to the waiver.
Okay, all right, Mr. Washington, can you hear the court? Mr. Washington? Counsel, I'm not for certain I'm gonna be able to do this because I have to be able to explain, you know, the,
Is she talking to me?
Yeah, she's
Yes,
talking to you.
talking to you. I'm the judge in the case, so when you hear my voice and I am questioning you, I need you to respond to me so that I know that you are hearing what I am saying.
Ma'am, the audio thing here, it seemed like y'all in a echo chamber or something. It's hard to make out what.
All right, so maybe what we can do, counsel, is I can have him call you and you can put him on speaker.
Oh, can I talk to you said the lawyer called me?
I see, Judge, I guess the question is, Mr. Washington, do you hear the judge? That's a yes or no answer.
That's
a yes. Do you hear the
I
judge?
hear the judge some, but I hear you. It's like a buzz. Is it?
So he's got a bad connection, and so I'm not gonna be able to, I'm not gonna be comfortable doing a waiver if he cannot understand everything that I'm saying, counsel.
Ma'am, I thought you were saying something about we was gonna waive this proceeding to the next proceeding.
Right, okay, so I need to know whether or not you fully understand, and I want you to tell me yes or no, if you can understand what I'm asking you. I want to tell you that you have a statutory right to have this preliminary examination where the people would have to show that there's probable cause to believe a crime was committed, probable cause to believe that you committed that crime, and that if you waive your right to this examination, you're going to automatically be bound over for further proceedings at Wayne County Circuit Court. Now, is that what you wish to do?
Yes, ma'am, I know.
Okay, so you understand that, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and has anybody promised you or threatened you in any way to get you to waive your right to this examination?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you've talked to your attorney and he's explained all of this to you, is that correct?
Yes, I talked to my attorney and we talked about it.
Okay, so Mr. Washington, if you were in the courthouse today, you would actually be signing the waiver. Because we are not open to the public, the way the court will do this is I will indicate that you have consented to the waiver, and that's per the record, and I'm going to initial my initials where you would have signed. Do you have any, you're okay with that, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel, I will do the same where your signature would appear. I will initial it with my initials indicating your consent to this waiver as well.
I have no objection, Judge.
All right, so noted for the record. All right, we're retrieving the file now. I have set aside the warrant, reinstated the personal bond, and then you have waived the examination. So the only thing left is for the clerk to tell me what the arraignment date is. And Madam Prosecutor, do you have that date by any chance?
I don't have an official date from the court, Your Honor, but if it's 2 weeks out, as it usually is for people who are not in custody, it appears like January 4th. I know things are a little different around the holidays.
All right, let's see. She has a date here. And I don't see where she has the date written down. So if it's 2 weeks out, let's just go with the date that's 2 weeks out, and that's going to be January the 4th. Mr. Washington, give me your number, sir, just in case there's a problem and it's not that date. I'm sorry, Mr. Quinn.
I heard you say January the 4th, ma'am.
I know, thank you. Mr. Quinn,
My phone number is area code 313-622-8952.
all right, so right now, we're gonna indicate that that date is January the 4th at 9 o'clock. Now, you're going to need to get with Mr. Washington and give him that information concerning that Zoom hearing. If it is a Zoom hearing, are they doing the AOIs by a Zoom hearing right now?
Yes.
They are.
Yeah, so you'll need to provide him with that information so that he knows it's gonna be a different number that he's gonna be calling into. All right, Mr. Washington, so you understand you're not gonna use the same number on your next court date. Your attorney will provide you with a new number, but it's gonna be the same process, okay? Mr. Washington, the judge is talking to you. Can you hear me?
I'll get the information to him, Judge. I do have communication with him.
Okay, all right. All right, that concludes this matter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is Michael McCarthy again. I misspoke when I said Judge Giles a few moments ago. It was Judge King. I'm looking at the Register of Actions, which states that Mr. Sparks' case is up today at 8:30 before Judge King.
What's the first name?
His first name is John, and the case number is 20-062439-01-FY.
I see January 21st.
For PCC?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you.
No
I
problem.
appreciate that.
No problem.
Perhaps a visit to the eye doctor. All right, so we have Mr. Johnson back and counsel back. So let's go back on the record as it relates to that matter. That's case number, I believe it's 20061-05901. Is it right, Sheen Johnson?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right,
Yes,
counsel,
Your Honor.
your appearances once again.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Danielle Seamus for the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Janet Spand appearing on behalf of Mr. Johnson. Your Honor, I've had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Johnson. He did not appear for court on December 2nd. He indicates that he received paperwork from the court that his court date was December 5th. When he found out about the warrant, he turned himself in. He has just recently moved here from Minnesota. This is a gun case. He says he has all the registration took the class certification and everything for the gun. He will be turning just 23. This is his first ever felony as an adult. I am going to request a deviation letter. He was also just supposed to start a job at Amazon, but he was placed in custody when he turned himself in. I would ask the court to reinstate his personal bond.
All
I
right,
have his phone number.
Can I get verification from the jail that he turned himself in?
Your Honor, all I have is that he was booked in on December 10th. As far as turning himself in, I don't have that information. I just have a booking day and time when we booked him in. He was booked in downtown.
See, my concern is the fact that he's from out of state. Does he have a driver's license that has state of Michigan? Has he changed his driver's license to the state of Michigan?
I don't know,
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Johnson, do you have a state of Michigan driver's license now?
Yes, ma'am. J 525-730-730-993.
So you said that you had something that said December the 5th. Did you try and go to Zoom on December the 5th?
Yes, ma'am. I've been harassed. Been harassed by Detroit police officers multiple times around that time. I should have stayed in the house, but I decided to go to the store. A police officer seen me and followed me to the house and told me to park. Told me to cut my car on and move my car
Okay,
and land my place.
stop, sir. I don't need you to tell me any specifics about your case. I do not want to do that, all right? Because anything you say can and could be used against you. So you do not want to start talking about your case.
Yes, ma'am. I just don't understand. It's my first time ever being in this type of position.
I understand that. What we're trying to figure out is why you did not appear for your court date, all right? And now I have to determine whether or not it's likely that you're going to return for your next court date. And what?
So I will, miss. I will, miss. I handle my responsibilities. I also been going.
So
I handle all my.
I asked you a question. You said that you got paperwork that said that you had a court date of December the 5th. My question was, did you try to go into the Zoom on December the 5th?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, if I might, that's what he was explaining. He said on December 5th, he went to the store, he was Zooming in his car, an officer approached him.
It's a Saturday, counsel. Why would he think he would be in court on a Saturday?
I never ever been in this type of position before, ma'am. I don't understand. I don't get in trouble, ma'am. So I never understand. I don't know how the court stuff works.
Well, you better start learning because you have a responsibility now that you have been charged, with a felony. You have a responsibility to appear in court when you are supposed to appear in court. And right now, because we're in the midst of a pandemic, that's via this Zoom. So that means that if you don't know how to Zoom in, that you need to take responsibility and find someone who can help you, as others are doing, because you are risking the loss of freedom, which is why you are now in the Wayne County Jail. It's because you did not appear for that scheduled Zoom hearing back on December the 11th.
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
All right, do the people wish to be heard as it relates to bond?
No, Your Honor, not at this time.
All right, do you have any objection to the court reinstating the bond?
I have no objection to that, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Washington, you get another bite at the apple here. We're going to set aside the, well, I believe the warrant has already been canceled. But if not, we will set aside that warrant and we're going to reinstate your bond. Now, did the attorney provide you with her number?
Your Honor, I have his number and I am going to text him. So he has it.
All right, because I'm gonna tell you that however it is, I don't know if you turned yourself in or if you were picked up, but if you do not show up for your next court date, the same thing will happen and you will not have your bond reinstated. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
All right, counsel, how do you wish to proceed? Do you want to
As I
schedule?
indicated, Your Honor, I'm going to request a deviation, so I would ask for an adjourned PCC.
All right, for that reason, the court will adjourn the PCC. And then the next date will be on March 7th. I'm sorry, April 7th. Yeah. And that'll be at 8:30.
That's fine, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, if there's nothing further, that concludes this matter.
Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes?
my apologies.
Thank
I'm
you.
bouncing between a couple different courtrooms right now with a couple of different defendants. What is the bond that was reinstated?
Who's asking? Who's asking? Oh, I'm sorry. The bond that's reinstated is, looks like it is
2,000 personal jury.
a 2,000 personal bond.
Okay, that's without a GPS tether?
Yes, that is no GPS tether. And
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
all right, this is your last, that's your last chance, Mr. Washington.
Mr. Johnson, yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnson.
Johnson.
Thank you,
I
Your
understand.
Honor.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Have a great day.